Everything that we know so far about Jeepers Creepers Reborn 2022, with the fourth movie of the Jeepers Creepers franchise officially scheduled to release on September 19 this year. It is bound to be a bloodbath, strategically intended to be the first film of an entirely new trilogy. Jeepers Creepers Reborn is directed by the Finnish filmmaker and actor Timo Vuorensola and written by Sean Michael Argo. Please know that the events in this movie bear no connection with Victor Salva or any of his original installments for that matter, even though it is being addressed as a reboot. There is an entirely new creative team behind the project as well as a new cast. Speaking of the Creeper in the fourth flick, Jarreau Benjamin is seen filling the shoes of Jonathan Breck and portraying the iconic role of the demonic character here. Well, there is no denying that the new trailer of the upcoming movie got us super stoked. Here is a bit of a recap and everything that we know about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Are you ready? Let's do this. What do we know so far? First things first, the Creepers happens to be this ancient, dreadful-looking demonic monster who is often mistaken for a human being thanks to his whole getup. We are stressing on the cowboy hat, the 19th century black duster coat, and let's not disregard those epic ragged trousers. Mind you, this raging beast here is anything but human, and his disguise fails the very minute one gets a closer glance at him. The Creeper boasts a skin that is dark green in color and scaly, teeth that is as sharp as a needle, a creepy-looking clawed hood-like structure behind his head, bird-like talons, gigantic bat-like wings, and a third nostril that helps him smell his victims and the body part that he desires from them. Oh, he also has this crazy healing factor. He can regenerate any part of his body, and all he has to do is just devour that particular body part of his victim. As much as he likes to turn over vehicles and tear open their frames as well as victims using just his bare hands, he also loves to drive his modified truck and happens to be a fan of circumstantially appropriate music. Speaking of his characteristics, he likes to play with his victims by first striking fear in them and then doing the inevitable. He does not know how to talk, but is shown to comprehend human feelings like fear, amusement, anger, and compassion to a certain degree. The weapons possessed by the Creeper certainly deserve a mention. There's his dagger, a bunch of handmade shurikens, and let's not forget his medieval axe. Having said all of this, we still don't know what he really is, where he has come from, or his origin story for that matter, but according to a deleted scene from the second movie, the Creeper is said to have been around since the medieval era, taking the lives of his chosen ones. Also, addressing every geek for the Creeper, if you've read the Jeepers Creepers comic book, it is disclosed there that the Creeper partook in some kind of a human sacrifice as part of the Aztec mythology, and that he was also accountable for the disappearance of the Roanoke settlers towards the latter part of the year 1500. To top all of these, this immortal demon here is famous for waking up every 23rd spring and hunting straight for 23 days, harvesting and feeding on human body parts and, mind you, of his very choice. Death Gives It Life, Jeepers Creepers Reborn 2022. Distributed by Screen Media Films, the events of the upcoming movie center around a small town in Louisiana, one where the Horror Hound Festival is seen taking place for the very first time. The trailer has Chase stating to his girlfriend Lane, as well as the audience, may we add, the local legend of the Creeper. We learn that Lane has literally been dragged by Chase into coming along with him to the carnival. As for Chase, there is no denying that he is a complete horror fanboy. He actually addresses the festival as the Coachella of cosplay. The horror fair is filled with crazy fans dressed up in even crazier costumes, bizarre attractions, and most importantly, a creeper draw, the grand prize of which has the lucky winners to be the recipient of a creeper-themed escape room. No point for guessing where Chase and Lane are headed to. To top things, when it is the creeper himself who turns up to torment, things are bound to get bloodier and creepier. The winners ultimately realize that the whole thing is a trap and that there is just no way out. The movie also has Chase and Lane experiencing some very strange, disturbing dreams, or more like visions that are related to the town's past and the good old creeper. And in due course, the duo realizes something unearthly has been summoned and that they happen to be right in the middle of it. Now, the thing about a horror reboot is the fact that it comes with a plethora of intriguing opportunities. We're talking about potential possibilities being explored, and in this case, the creeper's origin story without a doubt. You'll agree with us when we tell you that none of the movies so far have spoken about the creeper's backstory and what it is that led the notorious monster into doing the things that he is famous for. Speaking of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the horror film does have our leading couple experiencing disturbing visions, especially ones that are connected with the dark past of the town as well as the creeper. This can probably mean one thing: the exploration of the creeper in his past life. It is high time that the 23-year cycle gets explained along with the creeper's past life. How else are fans supposed to get attached to the characters if they don't know things about them in detail? The killings would start falling under the category of mindless executions of a rampaging monster if the creeper's backstory isn't probed deeper. Here are a bunch of interesting things that we have come to know about Reborn that we would like you to know. Apparently, the movie here happens to be a continuation of the 2003 film Jeepers Creepers 2. Well, if you remember the third film, the events of Jeepers Creepers 3 takes place right before the very events of the second flick. Reborn isn't connected to Salva in any manner, although Salva did write a script for the fourth movie that was supposed to have the character of Trish Jenner from the first movie make a comeback. Those who have seen Jeepers Creepers 3 will remember Trish making an appearance in the end, assembling people to fight against the creature and promising to get vengeance on the behalf of his dead brother, Derry. Well, the script was disapproved and the studio did not go ahead with it. Next, if you have seen the trailer properly, you will see that there are voodoo dolls, each one symbolizing the very victims of the first movie in the franchise. So there's Derry Jenner, the cat lady, troopers Robert Gideon and Natasha Weston, as well as the dying boy that Derry discovers inside the House of Pain. Speaking of the creeper in the movie, we know he is being portrayed by Jarreau Benjamin, and the character is reported to have some additional new designs. Apparently, he will brag some scars in his thorax region as a result of the harpoon injury that Jack Taggart had gifted him in the second movie. Also, a brand new truck for the creeper had to be built. For those of you wondering why the old truck wasn't utilized, Reborn for most of the part was shot in UK and Finland, thereby making it the first Jeepers Creepers flick to have not been shot in the United States. As for the original two trucks that were used in the earlier films, they were in the US, and shipping the vehicle all the way from the US to the UK was a tad too heavy on the pockets, especially for the production. Plus, the new script demanded a truck that looked shabbier and more busted, clearly not the case with the original trucks. Therefore, a new truck. Speaking of the official cast, it was a lengthy and cumbersome process, one that was based on interminable Zoom calls and eventually was brought down to Sidney Craven, Imran Adams, Matt Barkley, Peter Brook, Ocean Navarro, Gabriel Felix, Dee Wallace, Gary Graham, and Benjamin, of course. Categorically one of the most anticipated horror films to be released in 2022, we can hardly wait for this one to get released. Also, Reborn is stated to have a special 3-night fan premiere which will run in the theaters from 19th till 21st September. With this, we have come to the end of our video. Do hit us with your thoughts in the comment section and let us know how excited you are for Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Till then, stay tuned with us for more interesting content on the Jeepers Creepers franchise. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.